Okay, we have Axe with a song called Battles. This is a CVT lesson for Bobby. You want to tune drop D for this. It's the start of 8 pages in the tabs. There is repeats. I did effect and EQ settings for you. It's all written in your tabs. A lot of stuff in here. Finger picking on the beginning. Everything will be explained. The fingers to use to pick and all that stuff. It's acoustic that they're using on the intro. We're going to go clean channel so we can switch over to distortion when we jump into this. So let's jump right into it. So drop D tuning, you're tuning just the top string a whole step flat. So it should be D, and then all these are standard. A, D, G, B, E. Just lowering the top one is all. Okay, so the way it starts, it goes like this. And this chord is pretty tricky. It's gonna go. Alright, and then it goes and it ends with. So this starts from a minute into the song, or no, 1 second into the song, up to 14 seconds. This is section 1. It's all sectioned off for you, subgroup, time stamped, and everything. Based out of D. Go third finger 3B, middle finger 2G, and that's all you need to get started. Each pattern that you do, because I wrote the pick pattern down for you, for most of these is 2 times through. So it'll make sense when you see the tabs. So we're going to go thumb on the D, middle finger on the B. I'm bringing it in closer so you can see both hands, because you'll be back where you would normally pick. And you're going to pluck those together, thumb and middle finger on D and B, and make sure the volumes are even. And to pinch them together. You got to rest. The line in your tabs symbolizes the rest. Then we go the G string with the index, thumb on the open D, middle finger on the B, index on the G. So da 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 da. You're going to do that twice. So we have. Now that pick pattern is exactly the same for this next chord, but you change. Instead of this third finger on 3B, we need our first finger on 1B. Everything else is the same. Pick pattern twice through. And then this part, there's a couple variations you'll see later in the song. This is the toughest of the song. It's kind of hard to hear because the keyboards kind of come in, the song builds, and this would be kind of, I think, the only time in the song where it would be barring middle finger on the 5th fret E and A. We need our pinky on 7D and first finger on 3G. And it's possible that it's just the 5 on the A string, but it sounds to me like I'm hearing this in here. So the pick pattern will be the same. Let me make sure I got that right. 5E, 5A, 7D, and 3G. So you'll do string 6 and 3 together. DA, GD, and then take your index, move it up to the 5th fret G. A little easier here. Same pattern, and that'll be. So you have. And then next time it'll be a little different, you'll see. And you can do that as a variation if this is too tough here. You go back to the first chord, 3B, and we need the 2G, but this time use the string 6D instead of the string 4D. So we'll do string 6 and 2 together. The rest would be the same, G, D, B, G. So you'd have twice. So that's section 1. Section 2 comes in, and this is 15 seconds to 34 seconds, and you have slight variations on these pick patterns, so I went ahead and wrote them out. It starts exactly the same as section 1 with the D. Second chord's the same. And actually the same as we did last time on this, the 5-5-7-3. But the picking changes on this one. It'll go E and G together, and then go D, A, D, G, D. So it's, and then bring this index up to the 5, leave everything else where it's at, pluck E and G. Oops. What am I missing? Oh, I'm on the wrong string. And then hit the 7th fret off the D string. And then go to the 3rd fret on the A string. You're going to pick that. You can use your thumbs since we're still in finger pick mode. But you can keep that pick handy if you want and use it for the bass notes. Pick the 3, pull off to an open A, and then 3E, quarter step bend. Real slight. You can't really gauge it except by making sure you're not going to the 4th fret on your bend. It's real slight. They use them a lot in blues. Okay, and this is 2nd fret G with your 1st finger, and 3rd finger, 3rd fret B, and strum all 6 because we're in drop D tuning. It allows us to get a fatter D chord. And that's it for page 1, which I said goes from 15 seconds to 34 seconds. Page 2, we're back to the picking again, like the very beginning of the song. That goes twice. 2nd chord, same. And then this time you can go 5 on the A with your middle finger, go 7 on the D with your pinky, and 3 on the G, or yeah, 3 on the G with your 1st finger. Do strings 5 and 3 together, then go D, A, G, D twice. It'll be then back to the 2nd chord that we used in the song, the 2G and the 1B, same strings picked twice. Now that whole thing is 4 times, so you'd have the and into this one, back to this one. And I do believe that's where the vocals come in too. So 4 times of that. Then we get to section 4. This is 133 to 146 in the song. Back to the very 1st chord again. Twice. And you'll have the double dots there that, you know, tell you 2 times. Then you go to the 2nd chord of the song again. 2 times. So you can see the consistency in it, Bob. It's doing a lot of the same stuff. And then you go to the 5A, 7D, 3G again, and you know, hit the string 5 and 3 together, and then D, A, G, D. That's twice. And then you go to the beginning chord again, the D, twice. Okay, that gets us through section 4. It's just a lot of A, B, C, D variations in these, with the last chord or the 2nd to the last chord changing between these sections. Then we have repeats. Section 3 2 times, section 4 2 times, 2nd time no star. So the section we just did is section 4, and when you're coming off of this one, the difficult chord here, you're going to end it there and go into a little bit of distortion here on section 5. It's a 3-second part. Actually, technically it'd be a 4, but 242 to 245. Switch to distortion and be, and that's open A, 2D, 5A, 7D. These are just power chords. Go up a step and a half to 8-10 on the A and D. Go back to 3-5 AD, and then 5-7 AD. So you would have this. Okay, and make sure it's a good idea to mute underneath the low E string in case you accidentally hit it. And when I play power chords, I actually will mute underneath. So I'm actually covering the G actually with my pinky, and then my index is muting the B and E. That way you can hit all the strings, you don't have to worry about it. Now that leads into solo number 1. It's a clean solo in the song, and this is all subgrouped for you. Starting at 246 to 248, and you want to do what's called fret hand muting. You're going to go to the 5th fret on the high E, take your middle and 3rd finger, you can use your pinky too if you want, but lay them over from the D string down, and you want to strum. You'll see on the tabs XXX5 all in a line. That's the idea, like an arpeggio sweep. Okay, then, and it's a rake. And then go 8E, 3rd finger, pick it again and slide to 10, and vibrato. So you have subgroup 2, 249 to 253, does this. You're going to pick 10E, slide to 12, slide back to 10. I only picked the first 10 though, right? Then pull off to the 8th fret, so that would sound like this. And then slide to 5. So, and then pick the 8th fret, high E, 3rd finger, and then slide to 10, slide to 8. So, then section or subgroup 3 is 247 to 257. Bend, release, pull. This will sound like this. So that's 12G with your 3rd finger. When you do this stuff, Bob, you want to back it with a couple fingers. Stick your middle and your index behind it to support the bend and give it the strength it needs. Bend it a whole step, which means 2 frets. So you have the G should be bent to the A note. That's a whole step bend. Bring it back down, release, and then pull off to the 10th fret. You'll have to get that middle finger out of the way. It's a combination technique. And then go 12G, rest, and then 10B, 10E. And just kind of knuckle shift that, rather than just kind of shift it like a bar kind of. Subgroup 4, 258 to 302. A little bit longer of a one, and it goes like this. So 12D, 10, 12G, but bend it and pull off to 10, just like we did in the prior riff. And then 12D, 10G, 12G, 10G, quarter step bend. You'll see the 1/4 fraction, just real slight. And then go 12, 12 on the D. So once again, that's and then that rest, then you got a 10G quarter step again. Rest. Just take your hand and set it over the strings for that rest. It's aligned with the X in your tabs. Subgroup 5, 303 to 307. It's another rake. 13th fret B. But a few ways to approach the rake here. You could just kind of bar the 13th fret on the D, G, and B, but don't push down. And strum D and G, and then apply the pressure when you get to the B string. Or you can do it with the index finger hovering over like 11th fret or whatever, or wherever you want to put it. And have that third finger ready on 13B to go. And then you vibrato once you're up there at that whole step, and those can be tricky. Because a lot of times people, they get the whole step, they try to vibrato, and then it starts dropping down. You want to keep it at the target note and vibrato around it. Then we go 13-10. Let me play the riff. So let's play that. 13-10B, 12G whole step bend, stop the note, 12-10G, 12D, 10G. Now this part, go 12G with your 3rd finger, keep it backed with a couple fingers because we're going to bend it, and then take your pinky and go to 13B. You should still hear this ringing with it. So, and you're going to pick the 12 again, it's still bent, release it, and then pull off to the 10th fret. And then 12G. Okay, that's the end of page 3. Page 4 is 308 to 315 in the song, and that is 10th fret, middle finger on the G. You're going to pick, pull off to the 9th fret, go to 12D, go to 10D, go to 12A, slide to 10, go to 8, go to 5. That's that part. Distortion comes in here. It's still the solo. 316, this is subgroup 7, and it's just basically a 2-second. 316 to 318. Here we go. And that's it's all pentatonic riffs. 5D, hammer to 7. So you're slamming the finger down. 5-7G. 6B, middle finger, quarter step bend. It's like a blues bend. 7G vibrato. Then go back to the 6B and do a whole step bend with the rest. You want to cut the note off. Boom, just karate chop it here. Okay, subgroup 8 is 319 to 332, no, 322. Similar riff, start it the same way. But at the end, instead of go to the 6B for the bend, go 8B, whole step, bend, release, vibrato. And then 5E, rest. That's that one. Subgroup 9, 323 to 330. This is 8 on the high E string. Whole step bend, 3rd finger, back it with a couple. And then we have pick, hammer, pull. Pick the 5E, hammer 6, pull 5. So that's the riff. So then go 8, 6, 5 on the B, set fingers 4, 2, 1 down. Pick, pull, pull. You gotta snap with these. 6B, pull off to 5, then go 7G. And then 5G to 7D. Vibrato. So you have okay, subgroup 10, 331 to 333. More of these rakes. We want pinky on 8E, and then we want to fret hand mute the G and B, like a kind of like a sweep again. You can use the index in the middle or whatever, but you just want the mute like. Actually, it's not bending it. So after you hit the 8, go 6E, pull off to 5. 6B, 7G, vibrato. Then another rake. This is subgroup 11, 334 to 337. Mute the D and G and catch the 5th fret on the B with your 1st finger. Like that. 5, 6, 3rd finger 8, B, slide to 10. So. And then hammer 11, pull 10, pull to 8, vibrato, and hammer to 10. So let's play that riff. Pretty cool riff there. That's on page 5. Subgroup 12, 338 to 347. It's another one of the fret hand mutes, and go to 5 on the high E with your 1st finger. Mute the G and B and land right on that 5. So it's and hammer to 6. Pick 8E, slide to 10, vibrato. Pull off to 8. 6E, pull off to 5. Go to 8, 6, 5 on the B. You're going to do a pick, pull, pull. 7G. So that's similar to what we did earlier. Oops, missed it. Fret hand mute the D and G, and then go to 10B with your 1st finger. 13B, whole step bend. Do it again. You gotta stop it. Don't let it release. So it's pick it again in vibrato. Keep it up there. Pick. It's a pre-bend release. This is subgroup 13 at 348 to 351. You go. Oops. Faster. It's. And we're going to go to part 2.